Alright. It's been a very, very long time since I've done a podcast. Probably almost 2 months. Um, no particular reason why I haven't been doing them other than hernia. And I got that shit repaired. I'm about 2 weeks into recovery, so, I'm pretty much almost back on the regular track of things. I can't lift stuff yet, so that's why there's been a huge delay of content. I haven't really done anything. So, like all podcasts, this is the Such Bullshit podcast, episode 19. This is open mic. We're in my own Discord server. People are free to join in, say whatever they want. I could support some of it, and I could not support some of it. I don't really care. It's all up to them. It's the whole open mic deal. And that's pretty much the first sugar drink I've had all day. But let me get to the point of this podcast. So, last night, I'm browsing online, and I'm going through my phone, and I'll just say it right up. I fucking hate Apple products, alright? I hate Apple from the very fucking get-go. From iTunes down, I feel like Apple is a pile of trash. I've always hated them. Every fucking day. I have an Android phone. I don't like having an iPhone. I feel like everything that is Apple related, that they sell their shit to like the fucking Indian tech support scammers, like their information for marketing money. Off the grid, off the table. Because you know how their Apple's Genius Bar is? It's a pile of shit. They'll want $1,000 to fix a tablet, but then you take it to some shop. You go online, you can look this up. There's fucking news companies that expose this, little online news companies that went to like a private place right across the street from a Genius Bar, and they're like, oh yeah, we can fix this for $1, maybe less. Here, actually, take it for free. It's like, okay, you fix the whole backlight issue on a fucking Apple product that they would have charged $1,000 for, and make some fucking weird ass bullshit up. It's a pile of shit. So this whole podcast, normally I do 2 topics. One is going to be me ranting my opinion up and down about how I fucking hate Apple. The second one is going to be my opinion of the recent court case that Apple has launched against Steam. Basically invading Steam policies. Basically trying to market on things that they don't own. Such as your credit card information, what games you've bought. They're going to go after individual game developers and fucking bother them for their marketing. Figure out how much they made, when did they change the price of their games, their DLC, what portal they went through, all because of Epic. And I don't like Epic either. I like Steam. I don't really like Amazon. I really especially don't like Apple. I do like Twitch. The other night, Twitch took down some anti-unionizing ads that Amazon put on Twitch without consent, even though Amazon owns Twitch through, their Prime bullshit. That really goes to tell you right there that fucking Twitch does not like Amazon, and even though they're owned by them, they can't really do much. So it begs the question, when these major companies go out of their fucking way and start screwing with, your average consumer that wants to sit down, play a video game, and not have their fucking information shared to every goddamn person on the fucking planet, every big company. I don't want my information to be fucking known to Apple. Okay, I'm a Steam user. I don't need my fucking information with Apple's hands just because I bought, fucking Ark Survival or something. Maybe they want to go after Wildcard because Wildcard, I think, is on Steam, right? So Ark Survival is on Steam. So if I'm not mistaken, that means they can go through Wildcard, because right now they're subpoenaing multiple game devs right now as I speak. And it's a load of fucking complete bullshit. It's fucking stupid, but I'm gonna advertise my stream because I didn't. Such Bullshit podcast. Excuse my loud typing. I should have done that in the beginning. I didn't. I don't care. It has been 2 months. I get a free pass because everything's good, right? But let me go through what I have written in my description down below in the video, because that's usually my summary for both everyone to read and myself to read, so I can get a gist of what the hell I want to talk about, right? So, hold up. I really hate Amazon Twitch and Apple, oh, and EA too. Just off the top of my head, those companies can go fuck themselves to death. Amazon, I hate. Twitch is a sellout. Justin TV was okay. They're trying to go back to normal, but they can't because they're owned by Amazon, because Amazon's a monopoly. Which, by the way, that's another thing. Monopolies online are not supposed to be legal in certain countries, such as the US. You cannot... so basically, Walmart and Amazon are the biggest offenders of this corporate government law, and yet the government just allows them to do it. So that's why when a rent-a-cop is sitting privately in an unmarked car in a Walmart parking lot, and some guy robs a $100 paintball gun for a Christmas gift for their kid, and I watched this, by the way, happen. It was a black guy who stole a couple paintball guns, $200 worth. He gets pinned to his car so hard when they caught him before he tried to escape to his car that he got pushed through his car fucking window and broke the glass. And then they cuffed him and towed his car. Over $200 fucking paintball guns. Which, alright, fair game. He stole shit, but he could have just returned it and he could have just fucking locked him up for a day and fined him. Not break his fucking skull through a glass window. It's monopolies that are effectively a problem when it comes to consumer, and then the consumer is either too poor, wants to do the right thing, or that they're not doing the right thing and they're on fucking drugs and doing something stupid. That's when the rent-a-cops are in the right. When you have, and I have seen this during COVID, in the summertime, I saw me, my mother, my wife, we went on a group shopping spree, and we went in and we came out, and there was this crazy lady who was like the Grand Theft Auto 4 doomsayer. Oh, the end is near, the end is near. She's freaking the fuck out. She's got one eye closed and she's twitching all over the place, and she's got a broom, and she's sitting there and she's riding it around like she's a fucking witch. She's spanking her ass. She's like, what are you looking at? You looking at this fine ass? I'm like, what the fuck? As we walk by her, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are you high? They pinned her to the ground and cuffed her immediately. That's fair game when your monopoly law enforcement, private pseudo law enforcement, does something right. But then there's shit that they don't do right, and that's what these monopolies take advantage of. They don't function correctly. You could have your car vandalized and robbed in front of a store, but then the store has no footage of it. That actually happened at one of my workplaces, at the convenience store we run. And lo and behold, we didn't have footage because the cameras got shut off from an electricity issue. We had a power outage, the cameras never turned back on for that one particular day where the car was vandalized. And then the owner came back 4, 5, 6 times with police wanting the camera footage so they can catch the dude who did it. They have no idea who did it. Again, it goes back to monopolies. Snip, that's gross. I mean, monopolies are a pile of shit. Apple's a pile of shit. So, Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple. Now, Tim should be completely fucking ashamed of himself. I mean, as a businessman, private business, off business, or even company business. That man should have his manhood chopped the fuck off and realize that he's a fucking idiot. Because sending subpoenas and bothering all these game companies, you can't go around mass subpoenaing, threatening legal lawsuit, this action, and think that no repercussions are going to come from it. They could suffer a class action lawsuit. Tim Cook could literally lose everything any fucking minute now. And he doesn't realize the fucking severity that when you make multiple subpoena lawsuits to shut something down or to stop a certain action. Now, this action they don't need to do because Tim Cook's CEO of fucking Apple stock market right now is the highest it's ever been in over a year. So there's no fucking point to being any more greedy than they already are. So it begs the question, why did this judge take this fucking case to begin with? It's so fucking stupid that it's actually hilarious. But it's fucked up because it screws with your average gamer. Your gamer can now not go on Steam, buy a game, put it in their private library on their little client, That's all organized in niche for them so they could pick up the game they want to play, and now they can't do that without their information being fucking known to some third party. Because some little wank fest that doesn't really play video games, that has too much money as it is already suffering because nobody wants to pay for an iTunes sub, thinks that they're going to get more money by fucking with the game development companies. It's disgusting. It's big business going after private business, i.e. monopoly. And I fucking hate monopolies. I don't mind Walmart. I really don't mind Target. Target's a lot more nicer than Walmart. But monopolies are a piece of fucking shit on the plague of this fucking earth. Regardless of what country you're in, they're fucking horrible. Unless you're in India and there's a Walmart in India, or, Mexico, or any other really shitty area to live in, like really low standard. Then I could see it being acceptable if it's the only one out there and they're funding that. And they're not making a whole lot of money, but they're helping out the community there. Fair game. I can understand the government supporting that. But where there's, around here in South Jersey, 50 fucking businesses, you got 5, 6 different pizza places. You got 6 different restaurant chains. Fucking 10, 9, 12 fucking different fast food joints. Within a 10-mile radius, a mall, and fucking dozens of shit compact around. Shipping companies, fucking USPS, FedEx, UPS, every other thing under the fucking bridge, DHL, all located in a 10-mile radius. And you need 3 Walmarts there? And 2 Amazon buildings? No. You're a monopoly. You're making too much fucking money. You're making too much. That's why New York suffers. New York, if you go there, into small business. I went up to New York once, several months ago, back in August, so maybe 9 months ago, to see off Rudy Ferretti, and because he had a funeral, because he died and he passed away, I went to his, I guess, pre-funeral arrangement, and it was a 4 or 5 hour drive. I Ubered all the way there and back, and upon getting there, it's much like Philly, where you can't use their bathrooms. You have to pay upward $20 in credit card to be able to use credit card or cash. There's bare minimums, and you can't use their bathroom without paying. It gets to that point, fine, but monopolies fuck that all up. They can't do shit. But I'm stirring off topic again. That's not what I wanted to do tonight. So, to Tim Cook being this fucking douchebag that has been making these orders to this judge and trying to sue the ever-living crap out of Epic Games. And that's what started this whole thing. Because Epic Games, they sell their content through their portal and Steam. So it's a 50-50 get-go. They're using Steam to advertise their stuff. But you could go anywhere. You could go on fucking Indie Games or some other fucking absurd website, or make another portal that you don't own and have someone own association to it, and then sell your crap through there. It didn't have to be through Steam. Steam was just an option. But demanding all customer information. So any purchase you ever made, when you made it, your credit card that was related to it, your location, your name, your address, the shit that they don't need. Okay, I just bought, and I'm not going to specify, actually. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to hold off on that. But I'm going to do an unbox video soon, as it's coming up in a couple weeks, because it's still on the way. But to not spoil that, I'm not going to say anything. But for a judge to give a pitiful fucking joke of an order, who's, out of law school as of 10 years ago and hasn't really, looked back. Going through law school is like going through puberty in a fucking college. It's like, alright, here's the book. Okay. Alright. It's ridiculous. What's up, Maris Memes? Not much. I'm just going over the fact that Steam's currently under fire with a huge lawsuit involving Apple. Apple throwing around subpoenas again, and I despise Apple. I don't own any Apple products. At all. I never want to own an iPhone. I've never have, and I never will. I fucking hate iPhones. I feel like every time anyone owns an iPhone... True story. I have a next door neighbor who just passed away, and he only used an iPhone. He doesn't have a computer. He's never had a computer. Ever. And he went from a land phone to an iPhone, and he got scam calls every day. And he never used this phone for anything more than calling just his wife and kids. That's it. He never gave this phone number out, never put it on a business registry, never even gave it to a health provider. How are people knowing his name, his information, where he lives? Because of Apple. Apple sells their fucking information. That's what that is. So they know. And when you call them up, be like, yo, why is my information out there? They shut down their customer service. They're like, you know, you can block them. No, they shouldn't have his information at all to start. It's no brainer. If I want a private phone, or if someone wants a private phone, you can't do it through Apple. You cannot do it through Apple. It's a load of shit. And it's not just Apple's fault. They know it's their fucking fault. They know they sell the fucking information and won't fucking tell you. Just like the fucking Genius Bar locations that they own, when you walk in with an Apple device that's broken and they charge you out the ass with money that you could go out and buy a whole quote-unquote new one to fix, whereas you could fucking fix it yourself for less than $1. It's fucking stupid. Again, I'm repeating myself, but if we look down in my description here, there is an article down below for PC gamers that you can kind of read up on this if you're listening now, that you could read through what Apple's been doing with their mass subpoenas over Epic Games Store, Steam, and they're trying to go after game developers. This is the major thing that I am pissed off about. They should not be fucking with the game developers. They shouldn't be fucking with the consumer information. They don't need our information. They don't need that information from Steve. Gabe Newell should not have to give this shit the fuck out. Gabe Newell has every authority to countersue. He had nothing to do with this lawsuit. All that happened was this. Oh, I'm Tim Cook. I'm gonna sue Epic Games. They're making too much money off my portal and stuff. I don't like this. Oh, Steam, let's get Steam involved. Write this on my lawsuit, please. I'm a fucking art-tart. I don't know what I'm doing. Steve Jobs would piss his pants if he saw Tim Cook doing this. He'd piss himself. He'd be like, what the fuck are you doing to my company? If Steve Jobs was alive, he'd be like, what the fuck are you doing to my company? I'm already happy that Flash died. Can you not fuck my company up? He'd be saying that right now. No fucking lie. I don't like Steve Jobs, but that's what he'd be saying right now. No joke. No fucking joke. He'd be pissed the fuck off. So Tim Cook is a classical fuck up in his own right. Greedy fuck up. Okay, so when it comes to this judge, okay, and I'm already at 20 minutes nearly. I'll just get to the point. I'll get to the point with the judges, and I'll go back to my opinions on Apple. And I fucking hate Apple vividly. To get to my point here, I'm going to talk about this judge in case only. So, the judge's name is Thomas Hixon. And really old fart. When I see old people running law offices, my first assumption is greedy piece of secret shit. They take too much money, make too much money, and they shouldn't get half of what the fuck they do because they don't earn it. They don't truly earn it. They don't care for the clients. They don't care for the fucking people involved. They don't care for the companies involved. They care about one thing and one thing only, money for themselves. That's it. So when I see an old fuck, barely through law school, taking up fucking anything judicial, it's bullshit. Wait, I have a question. Do you hate Apple? Yes. I fucking hate Apple. I don't like them. I don't like them. I just don't. But, to go back to this. Thomas Hixon, the judge for this case, didn't have to accept this case at all. He could have denied it. You go into any law office or whatever, or a court's office. So prior to your case going to court, you need to go through the court clerks. So the court clerks will write up a document that, you know, they receive from you, then they recopy it, put it in their system, and then they send the copy to the people that are with the judge in the background, usually, or staffers. And then the judge makes a decision whether or not to accept that case. And then they will mail you out a hearing. and then they'll hear you out, and then they make the decision right then and there if they want to take the case on. Most of the time when you get a hearing, more than 90% of the time, 95%, you will get a case right there. Because they want fucking money. That's all they want. If they think your case is viable, they'll take money. When they, when they see two big companies with millions of fucking dollars ready to go at it, they'll take a chance at it. Maybe something will slip up. They'll pull some kind of legal bullshit out of thin air. Oh, here's a discovery. Okay. I discover that you know something about this client. Tell me about it. That's basically your average judge nowadays. They don't really go into any fucking detail of the private companies. They don't really force redact, so to speak. Because most of the information that you go through on court is redacted. They don't fucking tell you what it is. You have to redact certain things that you don't want the judge to know or the opposing person. So when it comes to this, with game dev companies or any fucking lawsuit, it's hard to give a judge a good judge a proper scope of what the fuck they should be looking at, and most of them don't care. They just want your fucking money. They just want the money that you gave to the lawyer, or portions of whatever the fuck money you're going to fund them through court. But this judge in the beginning of February, a few weeks back, right around the time I had my hernia repair, about a week before, February 1st. The second link down below, patentlyapple.com, they have it. It basically says that Thomas Hixon, he fucking deposed Tim Cook. If you don't know what depose means, that just means get the hell out of my fucking courtroom, you jackass. So, the fact that this judge had to throw him out of his fucking courtroom and is still taking his case and hasn't just dropped the case altogether, what the fuck are you doing? Are you a fucking retarded monkey on crack? What amount of bullshit have you been rolling up and smoking out your ass? Like, what? In what world of law firm did you come from? What education in law have you had in the last fucking 10 years to make that decision to continue the fucking case for your own greedy bullshit purposes? Surprise. None. Like, fucking none. So you would rather damage the private company, Steam, or public company, and all of its consumers, gamers like me, like you, like the people that watch my content, the fucking memers that play the games, the memers that are subbed to me, and all that shit. You would rather fuck up all their information, release it to these idiots. Release it because, what, someone owes some little bit of money through a portal because they advertised their game on some other fucking platform? That's a load of fucking bullshit. Okay? That's a load of fucking bullshit out the goddamn ass. That is so stupid that I can't even fucking come up with anything comprehensible to compare it to. It is inhumane to cough up my information to Apple. I shouldn't have to fucking do that because their ass hurt that Epic Games put some of their games on Steam and Steam made a little bit of money because they made 30% commission through the sale of the game. I mean, let me be clear here. Every time you go to buy a game on Steam, most of the time, you get taxed, a state tax. This state tax goes back to the government. The government then gets the signal, hey, he's okay, he can use this shit. So when you have that 30% commission rate and that state tax, that automatically tells the state and the rest of the government and federal that you're okay in the clear to fucking use that product. But then when that 30% commission hits the fucking fan and people, these little private companies start bitching amongst one another, you can't go to federal. That state tax protects the consumer. I'm paying to have that game imported to me, download it on whatever the fuck I want. Maybe I want to download it on my phone or fucking laptop or on my actual computer. Maybe I want to go out of my way and let's say since I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 non-fucking stop for months, several months on end, or basically all fucking year. Let's say, for example, I go out, I get a new computer. My name is, I don't, Brian Peppers. Let's say my name's Brian fucking Peppers for a minute. My name's Brian Peppers. I buy a new fucking PC. I go out, I buy Final Fantasy 14. I pay the tax for it. You know, I'm good. I shouldn't have to have my information forked up for a 30% commish from some other private company that's ass hurt that they're not making enough money. That's not how it works. It's not how the fuck it works at all. So this judge that forced this order on Steam just violated every constitutional right that I have as an individual, i.e. Brian Peppers. Now, let's throw Brian Peppers out because obviously that's a fucking meme in itself. We already know I'm Merrick's memes, so let's go back to this. We should not have to give up our information at all. Clear as day. Clear as fucking day. I wouldn't be surprised if Gaben hires a fuck ton of lawyers internationally, moves out to New Zealand because that's what he's trying to do, and then he's not fleeing to New Zealand. He wants to go there. He wants to live there because it looks nice, and I don't blame him. New Zealand looks fucking amazing. But he wants to, I'm gonna assume, countersue. And I wouldn't be surprised. Steam has made a shit ton of money. They have been very flexible to the gaming community. They have tried to push even Chinese Steam. I don't know if you've seen Linus Tech Tip's recent video about the new Steam client, specifically for China, that only has like 40-some games on it. But like Linus said, the goal with Steam is eventually push one game at a time every other day through Steam Chinese mode, to eventually allow the Chinese government to say, all right, fine, these games are fun. So eventually there will be no need for Chinese Steam. I don't know why they made the logo red for Chinese Steam. I thought it was pretty funny. That's a nice communist Steam, if you know what I mean. Communist Steam. I thought it was pretty good. But in the description below is also that link for for Linus Tech Tips video about the Chinese Steam, so you can go look at that and go check that out. It was released a couple days ago. I do advise it because it looks okay for the Chinese government, but that shows you that that Gabe Newell is trying to expand. Steam's trying to expand to the wider audience. You know, China in general makes up the second largest population for Steam, America being the highest. So they're trying. We're funding them. Excuse me. And what's not happening right now? What is not happening? And I hope it don't fucking happen. I hope fucking Apple does not sue certain game devs. You know, like fucking Wildcard, the creators of fucking Terraria, Mojang. I don't know if they'd go as far because Microsoft has way too much fucking money. Let's be honest, guys. Any fucking parent company on there. Square Enix. The fucking developers of CSGO, which basically is Valve. What else? I mean, what could I possibly think of? They're gonna go after all of them because they're ass hurt that they're not making enough money over both companies, both competitive companies, mind you, having the same commission rate. Well, if you have the same commission rate and you're complaining about not making enough profits, why not change your commission rate and be competitive? I'm just saying, you could knock it down 1%. 1% a year and try to focus on that and make that your selling point. Say that you're cheaper. Say you're cheaper than Steam. Come buy my shit on Apple. And there you go. You have a fucking deal. But what are you gonna do when Steam doesn't give a fuck and they countersue? So that's how Tim Cook fucked himself, and that's how Thomas Hixon, fucking the judge, how he fucked it up even more. Okay? The classical fuck-ups, the two of them. They are full of bullshit. And I'm at my 30-minute mark. I'm supposed to be doing a stream for a straight hour. I went through all that in less than half an hour. Half an hour. I didn't think that I'd make this stream that short. I figured me ranting for an hour would be enough, but I guess half an hour is more than that. But I'm just going to say it here since I'm going to end my stream at 35 minutes instead of, your hour mark. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll tell a story. I'll tell a story. How about that? Hopefully that story extends for 10 minutes. I'll try to draw this out because it's my podcasts are supposed to be an hour each or under. And I didn't hit that mark, obviously. So this neighbor that passed away, his name was Bill. Black guy, Mormon. I didn't know he's a Mormon for majority of my whole life because I never really bothered to ask. I just assumed that he didn't celebrate Christmas or Halloween or anything like that. So I didn't really give a shit. Maybe he just didn't care. But he owned a shit ton of businesses. A shit ton of businesses. But his only contact method to get a hold of him was his Android phone, which, he used the hell out of for business. But then he had an iPhone specifically only for family. And I mentioned this early on in the stream. And somehow Chinese tech support scammers and fucking Indian tech support scammers from, New Delhi and all that shit, like your classic bullshit. They somehow got his fucking phone number, his information, where he lived and all that stuff on his iPhone number. How the fuck did they get that? Like, that's what I really want to know. And then you have the Genius Bar, their whole shtick. Like, if you take an Apple product to Best Buy to be repaired or something, I think they don't even take it. For the most part, like Geek Squad, they won't even touch Apple products, I don't think. I wonder about it. Will Geek Squad take an Apple product? I don't think they would. But then again, the last time I have ever seen anyone rely on Geek Squad, a family member of mine had their hard drive stolen out of their computer tower for repairs that was sent over there. Stolen right out of their office. Without question, all their information was on it. Their banking information and details were stolen. I mean, when you get to today's society and you're stealing fucking hard drives and your compensation is to give out a whole new hard drive and repair the whole computer for free, that's retarded because that's all of your information. You should be sued for thousands of dollars because that's your private information on a hard drive. That could also be nudes of your wife or whatever sex fantasy you have, or nudes of your deceased family member. Not nudes. Not. You know what I mean? Funeral pictures, or fucking family moments, or anything. Why am I saying fucking nudes? Nudes of deceased family. I fucking can't right now. Oh, jeez. Fucking hell, I can't. I fucking can't right now. That was too fucking funny. Needs of you to see. Yo, if I ever had a word slur, like an accidental word slip, that was it. My fucking sides are killing me. I just had hernia repair. Oh, fucking. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So, let me go through my Steam library, I guess, so to speak. There is one thing I don't like about Steam. Just one little thing. I don't like having to have my phone every time for a Steam Guard code. I'd like it if I could put the Steam Guard code on, like, Google Authenticator or something on the web. Or have a web version of that. Like, I shouldn't need a phone every time to, use Steam Guard. Like, let's say if my phone, like, dies or doesn't have any juice, I'm gonna wait 5 minutes for it to charge, 10 minutes, just to be able to get on Steam and play a game? Like, I can't just go out and play the game? That's the problem with Steam. The only problem I have, it's niche. You could disable Steam Guard, but then half the shit stops working. Then you can't trade anything. It's a big issue. Big issue. So let me type in my code. It's blah blah blah. I don't fucking care. So my Steam library. What do we got? I'm gonna read off what I have, and then from there I can give you a list of like what companies would have to be sued to get my information. What companies Apple would have to sue. So, I don't know if they're going to sue Among Us creators. I don't know if they're going to sue Wildcard Arc. I have Beirut Trauma, but I haven't played it ever. Block. Well, they said they were going to sue for the information containing 2017 forward. So any game that anyone's ever played from 2017 onward on Steam or purchased on Steam. Destiny 2, I don't know if I ever bought anything, but I did play it. I don't remember. I don't know, like, how does it even work? Like, how does that work? I think my stream just froze. Shit. There we go. That was weird. My stream good? Yeah, okay. That was weird. I lost service. I don't know. But I think it's because I was loading too much shit on Steam all at once. Because I think I updated it on Steam a few games. That's probably why my connection dropped there pretty fucking hard, actually. But Steam, it's nice, but like, you can't. Like, Apple shouldn't be fucking allowed to do this shit. Monopoly should not be allowed to do this shit. You know, fucking. I just feel like they should be fined, and the government should be taking more of their money to screw them over for trying to screw over other people. Like, I feel like our whole legal system never has worked. I feel like our law enforcement officials have never really worked correctly. Police reform is something needed. Quote-unquote, defund the police doesn't need to happen. What should happen is the defunded police should go into police reformation, training. To be retrained. Because how the fuck is it okay for a, again off topic, a white officer to own an AR for service to be used, have Born to Kill written on it, and then shoot a white guy for pulling up his pants? Because he was waving a BB gun outside of a window shooting bugs. Because someone called in and he was waving around like an idiot outside the window. Maybe he was waving around inside of his house, not pointing outside, but like, that's enough to get shot to death, I guess, because idiocy. Again, police reformation. You shouldn't... If the person is saying it's a BB gun and they're not harming anyone and no one's been shot, they shouldn't be entering your home with a semi-automatic and unloading 17 fucking rounds into you. It's very point-to-click understood that you shouldn't fucking murder someone with a semi-automatic. Or even have your hands on a semi-automatic if you've never killed anyone before. By accident or on purpose. No officer should ever have access to a semi-automatic. Unless the person is fucking armed. With a deadly weapon and has already murdered someone. If they've murdered somebody and they have a gun, fine. But they shouldn't be going in one officer with a semi-automatic. There should have been multiple in that instance. But that's just one instance. Again, I'm off topic on episode 19. I didn't have much content. Didn't have much fucking content this week. I wanted more. I wanted to do more, but I didn't get around to it. But yeah, I think I could cut the stream short at 40 minutes instead of 35, which is more than fair. This is one of my shorter ones. If you guys have iTunes, if you guys have an iPhone, ditch that shit, go buy an Android. If you got an iTunes subscription or you're paying for iTunes, stop using fucking iTunes. Go use fucking YouTube for your music. Download some music through YouTube, MP3 download. Or fucking download it through your phone through the same method. Or if that don't fucking work, fucking use the rhythm bot on Discord. If it comes down to even fucking that and that's not enough, just find a way to get it. You don't need iTunes for every other little fucking thing. You really don't. Use Spotify. Anything. We don't need to fund people that invade our privacy. Should never want to, fund anyone that wants to fund your own privacy invasion, so to speak. That's fucked. That's today's society at this point. And we should not, as a society, be allowing that. We should not, as a society, of gamers too, especially, have our fucking credit card information, our business address, where we live, our names, our ages, all of that shit. When the games we bought them, what DLC did we buy? How much was it? When did we buy it? What was going on at the time? What event was going on? What promotion? What discount did we use? What card did we use? Did we use a Visa card? Did we use a gift card? Did we use cash? Did we use Bitcoin? This, in general, should never fucking happen. Judge Thomas Hixon, Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, you're both full of shit. Good night.